Level up, King. I'm talking to you. Welcome back to another video reaction. The video we're going to be reacting to is titled Gen Z Has a Dating Problem by Christina Aaliyah. At first, let me say this. I know I have not been consistent with the videos, but I've been trying to get my other channels in order first and get my setup together. I have everything I need. I rearranged my workspace, so I'm going to be coming with regular videos. Stay consistent with it. Let me know in the comments right now what you want to see. But yeah, let's get on this journey. It's 2025. For those of you who still been rocking with me, I appreciate you. I appreciate your patience. This YouTube thing is a process. Figuring out the kinks, working multiple channels, but yeah, this channel is for the young guys that want to level up and get their mind right. So here we are reacting to a video. Gen Z has a dating problem. Reason why I'm deciding to react to this because I see that Gen Z does have a dating problem. Some things have significantly changed in today's dating pool, so we're gonna see what some of those things are and my input on them.
Gen Z have been done dirty when it comes to dating.
I fucking hate dating apps.
Dating apps are by far the biggest waste of time.
We're living in a generation where 49% of people think how much you earn matters more than your looks. Dating app culture has created an environment where people have so many options that no one wants to commit. And people's views of...
I just want to stop right there. There's only one side that has, quote unquote, so many options. Men don't have so many options. That's one of the main flaws in Gen Z's way of thinking. They think that the young men have just as many options as the young women. That's not true. A lot of young men barely have a handful of options. Women, I'm pretty sure they got at least, I'm just being nice right here. They got at least 5 guys on every app ready to go. Ready to give her what she want, ready to get into a relationship, ready to offer her sex or what have you. But that's the thing. A lot of women be like, oh, I'm gonna play the field because men have just as many options as me. That's not true.
Of dating is more polarizing than ever.
You need to ignore her, bro.
I am so tired of feeling like it's never gonna be my turn to find love.
Don't talk to her. Don't text her for a week. You're gonna be amazed at what happens next.
These are some very bare minimum standards to be setting, and why does it feel so impossible for them to meet?
One side of the internet will tell you that women are too picky and need to lower their standards, whilst the other side says that women aren't picky enough and need to raise their standards.
Attractive women cannot afford to date down.
How attractive a woman is directly correlated to how faithful they'll be in a relationship.
I don't really care if this sounds mean. I can't respect a man who's done worse at life than me. How did you do worse in a system that was designed to help you do better?
Some people think that women have it worse with hookup culture, situationships, whilst other parts of the internet think that men have it worse.
Dating apps are uniquely depressing from a guy's perspective because you send out all these likes, then only a fraction of those likes turn into matches.
Why is it so hard to find a...
Exactly. Those dating apps are no different from the social media apps. You get on those dating apps, you swiping, you liking, and all it's doing is just giving her more attention, giving her more of an ego boost. I've heard women I know personally and women online just say that they got on dating apps just because they were bored. Like, really think about that. There's guys on here trying to find love, situationships, intimacy, whatever. He's not on here to entertain you. You on here because you're bored, about to waste his time. And the women might say, oh, he trying to waste my time because he just want to hook up, blah, blah, blah. No. When a guy's on this dating app, you know he has intentions of doing something with you. Whether it's long-term or short-term, you know why he's here. You on here for boredom. That is a problem.
A man who respects you you and your time.
I feel like most people on dating apps use the app as like an ego boost and they don't actually care about going out on a date or meeting up with someone.
Men have just turned dating apps into like an easier way to access convenient sex.
We have never been at more polar opposite ends of the spectrum, but trust me when I say this is literally just the tip of the iceberg.
The thing is, it's like a lot of women are just trying to milk as much attention as possible from a guy without giving too much of the time and physical energy or whatever back to him. So it's like they getting upset that guys are starting to like realize what's going on.
Hey, if you're new, I'm Christina and I make videos for people who are feeling lonely. If you're a people pleaser, overachiever, over anything else, you're in the right place. There's a whole side of the internet that I've come across that are very anti-men. Not anti-men like men are trash sort of way, but more so I'm living such a peaceful, happy, chilled life without a man in my life that I don't need a man. I'm happy with my friends, happy with my family, happy with my job. I'm so chilled and zen. There's that side of the internet that I see, but then there's also
It's that side of the internet, but a lot of times that side of the internet be capping. Because a lot of stuff that they post, they know a lot of that is going to bring attention from them. So they be posting all that bullshit like, oh, I'm just so happy, I don't got no man, this. They post all that, but they be having a man behind closed doors. And at the same time you posting all these thirst traps, you know who gonna reply to those thirst traps. Please cut it out.
there's also the side of the internet that says like, this is my prime, I'm 25, I want to settle down, I'm ready to have kids, I'm ready for this, I'm ready for that, and they can't find someone that they want. I've made a video on why Gen Z is undateable and how there's so many different things as a generation that we struggle with that make it really hard for us to find the right person. This is kind of a follow-up, but more a follow-up of just like how opposing our views are and how it makes perfect sense that we're struggling to date. Like the culture of men on dating apps and the culture of women on dating apps, the perceptions that we all have of each other is just totally different, and I feel like that's why a lot of us are just struggling right now. This comment that I saw summarized hookup culture so well. Dating for women is like shopping, dating for men is like a job interview. I understand that men are struggling a lot on the apps because it's like you have to be really attractive and really tall and you have to present yourself a certain way, otherwise you get no matches. Like it's really common for a guy to
You gotta be in the top 10% man, and the looks department especially, because when you're on dating app, that's the first thing people notice is your looks. They don't really care what you gotta say. So it's like once you get past that first test, you go to the second test of proving yourself and trying to not deal with all those hoops that some of those women want you to jump through because they got so many options. It's just like, I feel like I believe women be having like analysis paralysis because they just got so many options and they just comparing you to this guy. So it's just like, it's a whole bunch of game playing and time wasting because of the fact that there's so many options, or the illusion of so many options, because some of those quote unquote options aren't options. It's just guys just trying to be intimate with you.
I had to go on a dating app for like a few weeks and swipe on people, but literally have 0 matches, which as a girl, you can literally be an average looking girl and that will not be the case. Whether that's like quality matches is a whole different ball game. I don't want people in the comments to be angry and be like, it's just not fair. Like women
A lot of girls that's mediocre in the looks department got more options than a lot of girls in the average looks department gets more options than an attractive man nowadays. It's so bad out here.
And it's like a job interview. Again, I feel like the shopping analogy is a good one. I feel like that does paint the picture very well. It just shows that women have a lot more options. For me and my friends, when we talk about the apps and we show each other the matches and we show each other the messages and then like the pics, it's just like the quality on dating apps. Sometimes I feel like there's a whole load of stuff on the clearance rack. Like, you're shopping, sure, but a lot of it is just on sale and maybe has holes in. It's not very good quality. You're trying to find an item that's like a high quality item. It's not in the sale. It's good quality. It's not reduced. It's actually worth the price. I just feel like that is the struggle that maybe a lot of women have. In terms of hookup culture in general, I know that's a huge thing that makes people struggle with dating. I've not really gotten involved with hookup culture. It's not really my thing. I do know it's just a guaranteed way to get into maybe a situationship, and that's something that a lot of women struggle with right now. Is like, guys want the benefits, the circumstances, and the feeling of a relationship, but then they don't really want the label of one. I don't know if it's just me, but I also feel like men are just sick of women and women are just sick of men.
Half of Gen Z men no longer actively even trying to date. They're not even trying. And so the question is, well, why is that happening for women? Women, first off, are dating older. They want more economically and emotionally viable men, and that usually means older men. In addition, when young women are lonely, they have much better social networks. They have much stronger friend networks, whereas guys become kind of lone wolves and kind of literally sequester from everyone and everything.
And that's the thing. That's true. See, women are given the openness and the welcoming of expressing themselves emotionally. As a man, if you do that, you're looked at as weak. You try to have camaraderie with your homeboys, and you listen to a podcast or listen to a male influencer that's telling you to better yourself, express yourself, get yourself together. They call you weird, or they call you know what, a word that I can't say on here. So it's just like, what are you supposed to do as a man when you're in that situation? Like, women, y'all could just vent all day long, express yourself. Y'all got outlets. When dudes finally find the outlet, is, oh, you're toxic. You shouldn't say this. You shouldn't say that. But then they turn around and be like, men need to become more emotionally intelligent. Men, you need to express yourself. But then you find something to express yourself. It's new. It might not be the best approach or best delivery, but you trying. But it's just like, it's like you losing either way.
He said about women having the social networks, and when they get lonely, I guess they have friends. I totally see that. I literally saw a girl, I think I'm probably going to watch her video next. I literally saw a girl kind of complaining about the male loneliness epidemic. Maybe not complaining, but she was definitely like having a rant where she basically said like, I don't feel bad for men. She was saying like, whose fault is this? The patriarchy. You guys created this system, and now you're not happy with it. If you don't open up, it's not our fault. Women actually open up. Women open up to their friends. I think a huge problem with a lot of these things is that people are so general. Like, there's such a generalization. Even just saying like, women have social networks. A lot of women don't. Like, so many women have toxic friends, or so many women, I feel like they literally don't have any friends. All they have is their family. Maybe they don't even have their family. It's such a generalization. And then, you know, the girl that was talking about, I don't feel bad for men, like men need to open up and stuff. Like, some men do open up. Some, like, all these things are so general that they actually don't even make any sense after a while, because it's like you're talking about a small group of people and then painting it as if like the whole gender is that way.
We're not talking about the whole, we talking about majority. Yes, some women don't have social network, but social network is not the key to focus on. It's the fact that in a societal view, it's more acceptable for a woman to express herself versus a man. And should it be like that? No, of course not. But that's the way it is right now. And some men are leaning towards trying to change that, trying to build their social network, trying to express themselves. But it's a struggle.
Comments of this video, people were saying, I can't afford a girlfriend. You've got to be making 100K a year to afford a girlfriend now. Rather just focus on myself. It feels as if love is dead. No loyalty, no authenticity, no love, no friendship. Everything.
And that's the thing too. It's an internet thing, man. You don't need 100K to have a woman, bro. A lot of people then saw that BS online, and some women took it and ran with it for manipulative purposes, and some guys fell for the okie doke, and it's like, Most people don't even make 100K in the first place. So first of all, stop it. But the problem is we get so caught up in the internet, especially Gen Z, we forget to go outside and actually live real life. There's a lot of women, even women who are making money, that will date a man that's making less, despite of what BS you might say on, you might hear on the internet.
Thing is an ick or a red flag these days. I'd rather be alone than have my feelings be used against me down the line. That one's a bit sad. Facts, I'm 22 and completely have stopped looking at women. I'm sure there's truth to all of this. I'm not even going to dispute that. But honestly, I feel like it's the same on both ends. It's not just men that are giving up and thinking like, I've given up on women. Like, women have absolutely given up on men as well.
Julia Fox in an interview talked about how she's not dating men anymore. I do think this is part of a larger trend within a lot of women online and just women in general of like giving up on men, giving up on relationships, just reverting back to what feels safe. I'm never gonna date men ever again. Like when my friend says that to me, like I wanna, go deeper into that. And like, will that really make you? And maybe it will.
Dating used to be a bit disappointing and that's normal, but now it just feels overly traumatic. I wanna be in love, but I'm tired. I'm a single 31-year-old and I'm done. Something isn't right with men. It took me 4 years of no men to realize I'm safer and happier solo. My time away from men, I experienced...
See, that's another thing. You heard that sentence, something isn't right with men. That's another thing too that I hear from women online. They paint a picture as though something is wrong with women. Some men do it too about women, but I see a lot of women, the way they speak as if though something is wrong with men. Men are men and women are women. Our nature is our nature and theirs is theirs. The thing is, people get frustrated by the expectations that they put on you. They get frustrated because they went into a situation not requiring you to meet their standards. If you go in the ocean and a shark bites you, you probably aren't going to get upset. You're going to be upset at the actual pain, but you're not going to be surprised or shocked because you know that's what sharks do when you go in the ocean. So if a woman's natural nature is to do XYZ and a man's nature is to do XYZ, when it happens, you shouldn't be getting upset or shocked at it or saying, oh, something is wrong with them. No. You didn't move a certain way or you didn't put up certain standards and you put expectations on this person when they showed you who they were in the first place, but you decided to look past it.
Exponential growth in every area of my life because I was no longer held back. My thing is, I wonder how long this will last because ultimately you can kind of ignore women. Like, I want to focus on myself. Let me just kind of sort out my career, focus on myself. And as a woman, you can say, I'm just happier alone. I've got my friends.
Yeah, long term is unrealistic.
We can all say that, but at the core, we will all crave some level of companionship. And I don't necessarily mean a relationship per se, because we're social creatures. Like, we need connection with other people. We need companionship and to be part of a tribe. It's the reason why, like, your life could be going perfectly. Like, you can have the career that you want. You can focus on your career, make the money, or you can, like, I don't know, like, things could be thriving for you. But if you don't have either really close friends or you don't have a relationship, you would feel like something is missing. Because whether we like it or not, I'm sure it's on like Maslow's hierarchy of needs to have like some level of companionship or like connection with other people, respect from other people, relationships. Like you do need it as a human. It's not even like a want. You don't even want a relationship. It gets to the point where you will actually just need one. And I don't mean need like you need it to survive. You can live your whole life being single. You can literally die single. Like, you don't need a relationship per se. And I know that contradicts what I've just said, but like there's always going to be something like in your heart telling you like there's something missing from my life. With that being said, I think it's healthy to have
especially when you're growing and you leveling up, you gaining all these benefits from your hard work and success. You want to share those experiences with someone, like she said, whether it's just friendship level. It don't necessarily got to be long-term romantic. That's how we are naturally wired as humans. Most people don't want to be alone for a long time.
single period of your life. Like, I love how people are talking about focusing on themselves and like just doing things for them, because I think if you have a busy, thriving life outside of your relationships, I feel like you can then come to a relationship as a much more whole person. Like, sometimes I think people go into relationships or go on the dating apps for a bit of like validation and to fill a void almost. I mean, that is, I'm going to argue that's what hookup culture is. Like, people have a void that they want to fill and they're filling it with like casual sex with people. Another thing, I feel like people are very motivated by fear in the dating scene now, rather than being motivated by hope. Like, a lot of people in these comments are kind of sharing things about like how they don't have their feelings hurt, or what's the point of opening up? Like, I'm so traumatized. I feel like people are so scared now to get into relationships, and it's absolutely valid if you've had bad experiences. Everyone has. But it's also one of those things that it just comes with the territory. You can't really navigate the dating scene without having your feelings hurt. When I was
See, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with having your feelings hurt. The problem is people don't learn from their experiences. People don't like go back and look at the drawing board. It's more so just like, that hurt me, I don't want to do that again. Instead of like, that hurt me, how could I do this properly, whereas though it doesn't hurt so bad next time, or I do this the right way. So the problem is, in order to fix that, you gotta look inward. You gotta do the self-work. You gotta do the inner work. You gotta get the therapeutic help that you need. You got to spend some time learning yourself. So once you get out there, you know what to look for. You know how to communicate better. You know how to express yourself. So the reason why we all got this wall up is because we basically don't want to learn ourselves. It's more so just like, oh, I don't like that, never again, so let me stay on defense forever. But no, that's not how that's work. That's not sustainable.
I was 18 and I first started like going on dates and stuff, and I downloaded like Bumble for the first time. That was a big fear of mine, and I was trying to navigate it and like message only certain people that were my type, because I thought everyone else is going to hurt my feelings, or I would just be so scared of having my feelings hurt that I was treading really lightly. And I think if you want to date without having your feelings hurt, I almost feel like that's not going to happen. Human beings are human beings. Like,
people be so intimidated without learning a person, judging a book by its cover.
Without hurting someone else's feelings. Like, I've gone on dates and I've had to like let people down. Like, even though I don't want to say anything bad and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, it just comes with the territory. So in a way, I think when you are motivated by fear and you're like, I've got my guard up, I don't want to have my feelings hurt, I'm going to back away, like I'm not going to get involved. It's just like, that it's kind of an inevitable thing. Even if you don't get your feelings hurt, you might hurt someone else's, and that's not a bad thing. It's just what happens. Like, it reminds me, I was actually talking to my friend. We were talking about Hinge. I was telling her, I've met a new guy on Hinge. Things are going quite well. Like, I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but like, he's nice. And I was like, I'm really nervous. I think we're gonna meet up, but like, I don't want to catch feelings. Like, we'll see how it goes, but I don't want to get my feelings hurt. And I told her this, and she was like, what's wrong if you catch feelings? Like, just catch the feelings. You're not gonna die. And I was like, you're right actually. She was like, we're so scared of catching feelings, but like, catching feelings is normal. Like, that is just what happens. It's not like this big scary thing that you can't survive or that will kill you. And when she said that to me, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. I think I didn't click it at the time, but I think catching feelings and feelings being hurt is something that I built up so much in my head that I was so terrified of it. And I was weirdly like not fully being myself around people and like allowing dates to happen and allowing things to happen, because I was like, I'm scared of having my feelings hurt. And I feel like me in that situation, and a lot of people, I feel like, have a scarcity mindset when it comes to dating. Like,
And the problem is with the whole I'm scared to catch feelings thing. Like I said, when you leveling up in life, once you start dating and you have your own world, you know what to look for, and you also viewing dating as, how could this person bring value to my life? How could I benefit from them? Instead of when you haven't done the inner work and you don't have nothing going on in your life, you just basically focus on what's wrong with this person? What harm are they going to do to me? Like I say, you're always on defense. But when you better in yourself, you like, okay, this person is showing me this pattern. I see potential in this. Let me keep this going. Still move cautiously, but don't move fearfully. Like, still move smart, but you thinking like long term, like, okay, I'm doing this. I see them doing this. They bring me peace in this aspect. I need that in my chaotic work life. Blah, blah, blah. They got this. They got that. Okay, this can help me. I see this. I can bring this value to them. It's just not one-sided. So I look at things that way.
You should never put all your eggs in one basket, or never like fully care about someone, because what if they hurt your feelings, and then like you're gonna have to move on to the next one, and then you're gonna be damaged and hurt moving on. It's kind of like you're even doubting the person before they've given themselves a chance to prove themselves to you. But with that being said, I think there's definitely in the Gen Z world, maybe even millennials as well, there's a lack of like an abundance mindset where people are a little bit more trusting, and you could argue it's because of the circumstances. Like there are less trustworthy people around. In a book I read called Attached, it's basically talking about our attachment styles and how they show up and how they affect our relationships and stuff. And in the book, they said that one of the insecure attachment styles, which is avoidant, which is basically when you're one of these people that seems like you care about your partner, but deep down you're not fully invested. Like you're always in the back of your mind thinking like, oh well, if they were my perfect partner, they would behave like this, and well, my ex, they were great, my ex did this and they don't. Like you low-key in the back of your mind are always a little bit distant from your partner, and you might be the sort of person to like ghost someone, or you might be the sort of person to like cut things off prematurely because you don't want to get your feelings hurt. And in the book, they were talking about the fact that most people on dating apps are actually avoidant, and it's because they are quite detached. They tend to cut things off quickly, and they tend to cut things off and then hop back into the dating pool. Whereas the secure attachment style, which is people that are very healthy, can talk about their feelings, will be open and honest with you, they won't hide things, they won't be clingy, but then they also won't be like detached and distant. They're actually often in relationships. So there's quite like a small pool of them in the dating apps because they're like happy in relationships. Even if things aren't going well and like sunshine and rainbows, secure people that have a secure attachment style are very willing to like communicate and talk things through. They're not gonna up and leave the moment like a red flag happens, or like the moment they get the ick. Which brings me on to my next point, which is we don't date people, we date avatars. A lot of us have a weird obsession with like the idea of a partner that we want. Like the avoidant attachment style that I would...
Yes, I believe that too. It's like sometimes people don't like you, they like the idea of you. And like going back to a previous point, because they're dating in fear. So it's just like they are afraid of you because of all of the delusion they've painted in their own head, all of the what ifs that they painted in their own head. So they like, you bring them that fire, but at the same time it's just, it goes out really quickly. So they like, yay, I'm happy with this time, but it's just like, but I'm still afraid though, so keep your distance.
I was talking about. People that are avoidant have like this fantasy of what the perfect partner is, and they seem to constantly on dating apps chase that person, and if you don't meet all the criteria and tick all these boxes, like they're gonna leave. Social media does not help with this because I feel like we all have an idea of what every single celebrity relationship has going on. Like if you spend at least 10 minutes on Instagram, like you know who's broken up with who's just been surprised in a hotel room with like the roses and the petals, and who's just got like, I don't know, a car gifted to them for their birthday. Like you have such an idea of what other people are doing in their relationships that it makes you think, okay, this is what I want as well. If he's not going to do this for me, then I don't really want him. Or likewise, if my girl doesn't look like this, then or she's not bad enough for me, like she's not attractive enough, like I only want a girl that looks like this. So
Comparison is a thief of joy. The internet is ruining. The internet is ruining appreciation for people, and to be comfortable and grateful of what do you have and what do your partner brings to you. We always are. We're never satisfied. We're always looking for more. We're always looking at other people's garden.
Someone left a comment on my video and I think it sums up so well. We don't date people, we date avatars of success that we represent like trophies to our peers. You're not looking for a boyfriend, you're looking for a 6'2" guy, blue eyes, beautiful hair, nice career, who's attractive to many women, only somehow loves you. And men don't look for a girlfriend, they look for a beautiful maid who has the face of an angel, the body of an Aphrodite, who he can enjoy whenever he wants and is only loyal to him. Humans don't want to be in a relationship with another human. Humans want to be in a relationship with ideals. That is insane. We don't date people, we date avatars of success that we represent to our peers.
I don't believe that's fully true. that is probably spoken on the internet, but in real life, the average guy don't have a drop dead gorgeous woman. The average woman don't have a guy like the one that she just explained. So like I said, it goes back to we believe a lot of bullshit on the internet, which is not realistic because we are not getting outside and living in the real world. We are living in our phones.
So I'm not dating this guy because I like the guy. It's like, I'm dating this guy because of what he represents. That's so interesting. I feel like I'm naturally inclined to be like, oh, but that's not how I date. And I genuinely don't think it is, because I have a running joke with my friends that like, I don't date guys that are attractive. Like I physically, I don't find men attractive. I physically can't look at a guy and find him attractive. To find a guy attractive, I have to talk to them. Like, you could show me Michael B. Jordan, I'd genuinely be like, I don't find him attractive. Like, I literally don't. A guy's only attractive if there's like something we talk about where in conversation I find him funny and interesting and like easy to talk to. Because
she's probably like the rare woman that won't find a man physically attractive. But women can find you attractive, but once you start speaking, if you say the wrong thing, that could kill the attraction. Or the woman can find you not so attractive physically, but you say the right stimulating thing, then it raises your visual attraction in her mind in some type of way. But let me see what other things she's talking about. We're going to go to the unlimited options part, so this video won't be so long. She's kind of rambling.
we have is unlimited options, or the idea that we have unlimited options, because do we actually have unlimited options? Well, I don't know. The quality of people on dating apps isn't always up to what you think it is. And I stand by that. I think people act like, oh, as a woman, you always have so many options. Like, you easily get likes, you easily get matches. The quality though. And maybe even as a guy as well. People always like to talk about how a guy that's in the top 10% attraction-wise will get access to a lot more women. But I'm convinced, I don't know if the quality of those women are really like what you think they are. If a woman is attracted to you mainly because of your looks, is that a woman that you want? And it goes both ways. I think if you're a girl and you're like genetically gifted, like you look amazing in your photos, and you're only kind of portraying one side of your personality and only showing like very visually appealing photos, but not as much personality, and guys like you just for how you look, I don't know if the quality of that is really what you want.
And it's like a lot of successful men, like those top 10% men, a lot of them have expressed how once they get to the top, a lot of those women, they might be stunning, drop dead gorgeous, but the quality in them, the inner mindset of them, what they bring to the table, is actually surprisingly low quality. So it's just like, I made it to the top, but it's like, did I really? Are these really options, or is this just a fun time? Same thing with women. You got 50 DMs, and all of those guys just want some physical intimacy. So it's just like, is this really options?
One thing I do know though is that our culture has a huge maximizer mindset. When I was reading this book called How to Not Die Alone, it's essentially another relationship book that I read, but it was so good. So essentially, the author was talking about the fact that there's, in life, you're either a maximizer or a satisficer. Maximizers love to exhaust all of their options. If they're buying, like, I don't know, a new laptop, they want to read all the reviews, watch all the YouTube videos, go to the stores, try them out, like test out the keyboards, like check the prices, like what discounts can I get, everything. The satisficer, they've got an idea of what they want. They've got their eye on maybe, I don't know, like an Acer, like a flexible touchscreen laptop. They'll try out a few, look at a few reviews, and watch a couple videos, but they are satisfied once their needs have been met. The maximizer might also want that Acer laptop that's a touchscreen, but then they'll also consider like a MacBook Air. They'll also consider an iPad, and then they'll go back to the Acer, and then they'll think about like a Samsung. Like, they tend to like go back and forth a lot and like exhaust their options. And when it comes to dating, maximizers are the sort of people that they have an idea of what they want. They've got a long list of things. They've got that avatar in mind of who they want to date. And they tell themselves, like, until I find this person, until I meet someone, go on a date, and they tick all these boxes, like, I'm not going to settle. Maybe that sounds like someone that's high value, doesn't settle for less. But actually, in this book, the author, she's a relationship expert. She's actually head of love and science at Hinge. She said that satisficers are actually more happy and fulfilled in relationships. They're people that when they are going on dates or on the dating apps, They have an idea of what they want. They go in with like a vision. Okay, this is the traits that I want, not necessarily the appearance that I want. They're not really leading with type. It's more so like, what values do we have and what values do we share? Because that's another thing she said, like, your type is a waste of time. But I'm actually planning a separate video on that. Your type.
Yeah, we're gonna stop right there. But yeah, she's right. Sometimes the woman you want might not be the woman that's for you. Like how the phrase goes, date the woman that likes you, not the woman you like. Now, granted, the big takeaway from that is, don't just date any old unattractive woman, mentally or physically. But a woman that's giving you energy, a woman that's giving you rhythm, a woman that's applying pressure, is probably the woman that you should be dealing with at the time. So, yeah. We're not gonna finish this whole video because it's long and she's kind of rambling on some parts. But yeah, that was my opinion on it. Let me know what you want me to react to next. I'm gonna be coming consistently with more videos. Appreciate you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my other channels. I got a music reaction channel and I got a movie reaction channel. Level up, King. Talking to you.